Yo guys, what's up? So I'm back today with another video. Like I said, I'm gonna be trying to do it as consistent as possible, and I really didn't want to make a video today, but I felt an obligation to you guys that since I made a video on Job chapters 1 through 3 after my little life rant, felt like it was wrong of me to not go ahead and make a video on more of the book of Job. So here we are, and I have so many ideas in my head right now about like Instagram reels and stuff, and I don't know if I should go ahead and just make it all at once or if I should just like try and write it down and keep the ideas. But now that I'm saying that out loud, that's probably stupid because I'm probably gonna forget. So I probably should make a bunch of reels. And my bad, I got a message on Discord, but probably just gonna go ahead and do that all right now and schedule all my posts and stuff on Instagram, and probably try and get some YouTube reels loaded on here as well. I low-key stopped using AI because of all the data center shit going on, and I don't want to be part of the problem and contribute to them getting money from us using AI, even though, you know, it's free technically. But pretty much, so let's give a little breakdown. Right now, I'm not working very much, and I blew my account, as many of y'all have known if y'all watched my last video. So, and then I got a lot of bills coming up. I'm getting a puppy baby German Shepherd this weekend. You know, I just got a lot of expenses coming up, so I can't exactly spend 70 bucks on a funded account, even though 70 bucks isn't a lot. It's just some money that I don't have at the moment, and I hate to admit it, but you know, I am in the fucking trenches. I am in the hood of Chicago. I'm on the south side. I stay in like the little village, Brighton Park area. Pretty sure many of y'all, if y'all have been to Chicago or have ever lived in Chicago, I'm sure you know where it's at. Little village, back of the yard, Brighton Park. I'm right in all of that area. Pretty bad out here. Inglewood is definitely probably worse though, which I don't think is very far from me. But with that being said, let's not get on that topic. We don't want to promote or talk about violence. Just wanted to give y'all a little bit of an idea of like my life and where I'm at. And so, you know, I work for FedEx, and I don't work many days out of the week because of my back problems. I'm trying to currently get them to move me to Smalls, and I did sign a form to switch to occasional last week. So, but if they do move me to Smalls, I'm definitely willing to work 4 or 5 days out of the week, because 3 days, I mean, it's enough to pay for my bills and food and everything, but it's basically just survival money. It's nothing extra. You know, I'll be able to get a little bit of funded accounts here and there, maybe like once or twice a month, while I'm taking them very slowly when I do have them. I'm not trying to full port anymore. When I was making more money and I was working every day at FedEx, I was able to do that because I didn't have back problems for like over 1.5 years working that job. I've worked 2 peak seasons, and the last 6 months, I would say the last peak season, they worked me basically 2 weeks straight without a day. They tried not to give me a day off, but I basically just said, fuck it, I'm not gonna do this. I did a no call, no show, and I was in the process of transferring, and my manager's like, well, since you're new, I can give you a break. But if I wasn't on the schedule, I don't think he could have did anything about it anyways. So I don't think he gave me a break, if we're gonna be honest. Kind of tricked me into that. And yeah. And then before I transferred, they was working me 6, 7, 8 hours a day. I was twisting, turning. I was on van line, so I had to take heavy fucking packages and move them and stack them on pallets very high. All type of, it's just a lot of bending and turning and twisting with heavy boxes, heavy packages. Most boxes are about 40 to 50 pounds, with many of them being, you know, 75 to 150 plus pounds. And I'm like about 5'3". I'm very short for a guy, but I don't give a fuck. People have picked on me for many years about it, but at this point, I just accept it. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't change it, and that's fine with me. That's how God made me, so I'm gonna love myself the way I am. And you know, everybody else in my life, they love me for who I am. So I don't really care I mean, it would be nicer to be a little taller, but there's nothing I can do to change that, nor do I want to, because sometimes being small is an advantage because I can get into places that taller people can't. And it's a lot easier for me to build out my frame, like exercise. I can build my frame a lot easier. But yeah, like at work, pretty much if the belts get jammed or something, I'm probably the one person who can get up in those cracks and crevices without bumping my head on the roof like most people do a lot easier. When I was living a simple lifestyle, when I was about 14 or 15 and we used to break into houses, they would always send me in first because I was the smallest, so I could just climb through a window and go unlock the door. But I don't want to promote that. Please don't go and do none of this shit just because I'm talking about it. And I know I talk about it a lot, quite often. I bring up my past quite often, but it's because I want you guys to know where I came from and the stuff I used to do, so you can see who I am now. And you can use me as a testimony of what the Lord would do in your life if you trust in Him, trust His ways, and deny yourself. I'm sure y'all get the point. So at the moment, I don't have a funded account. I'm probably going to be demo trading until I get a funded account. I think I took a demo trade. I set a limit today in the morning. It was a short. The market decided to go long on NAS. I only trade NAS, NQ, NASDAQ 100. And I fell asleep as soon as I set the limit. I woke up and the trade was an L. So yeah, took one demo trade today and it ended up being a loss, and I fell asleep anyways, so it didn't matter. I'm gonna be demo trading. I'm gonna throw some of the trades. Well, I'm gonna try and throw the trades in the videos from now on, even if it's demo or real, live, funded, whatever. Although live will be a very long time from now, but funded, evaluation, demo, I'm gonna be putting it all in the videos as best as I can if I remember to record them. And well, I always screenshot, but if I remember to record them, if not, then y'all just get screenshots. So right now I'm gonna sit down and go through about 2 or 3 chapters of Job, left off on chapter 3. So I'm gonna go chapter 4 through 5, or maybe 4 through 6, and then I'm gonna take notes. And I stopped using AI, so a lot of this I'm doing by myself. And I know the last video I did forget to put like my links in the description and my Cash App in the description if any of y'all decide that y'all want to donate to me. I don't need it, I don't expect it, and if you do it, let it be of your own will and your own heart of willingness, you know, because I'm fine without it. I'll be fine without it. I've been fine without it, but yeah, pretty much that's it. Let me sit down and get into this book of Job. Let me get a few chapters of notes and reading done so I can get this uploaded, recorded, edited, posted, thumbnail, title, all that good stuff for you guys. Job, sitting outside in the car in the garage right now because my girl was tired and she was sleeping and I didn't want to be a bother to her by talking and making this video, so I just decided to come outside and make it in the car anyways. Got the camera pointed towards me in the top right of the screen. I don't know how well y'all can see it. Hopefully it's fine. And I did screen record on my computer when I was writing these notes with OBS, but when I put it into CapCut, and with OBS I had to lower the quality so it wouldn't be laggy, but when I put it into CapCut it reduced the quality even more and it was extremely blurry. Hopefully this is better. But so I only did chapter 4 because the recording was like 15 minutes and it took me a minute to get through. But well, since I have to retake it, it's probably gonna be a lot shorter. So we did Job chapter 4 today. This is what I went through. So in Job chapter 4, you know, I don't know if y'all remember like any of this where we left off yesterday in the last video, but chapter 4 is what we're going over, and I'll do chapter 5 and 6 tomorrow. But basically in chapter 4, Eliphaz, or however you say his name, he asked if he could say something to Job without Job getting weary or impatient with him. So then Eliphaz, he spoke and he said, "Surely you have instructed and taught many in your life. You've uplifted many people with your words and with your teachings, but now you need to be uplifted in this time of trouble and weariness." In these times that trouble comes upon you, basically. "And surely your respect and your life of integrity, surely your reverence," I had to look that word up, it basically means a deep respect, that's the word they use in the Bible. "Surely your respect and your life of integrity will give you the hope and confidence, won't it? Will give you hope and confidence, won't it? Do you think God would punish the innocent and let them die? God destroys and punishes only the wicked who are full of iniquities. Basically, he was saying this is like from my perspective and what I've seen in my life. And the light in the garage went out, unfortunately. That sucks. Whatever, we gonna keep going. So, he says, I was shown a vision, and a word was brought unto me in my sleep in the night. I was afraid, and I was shaken up on the inside, and... Let me turn this light on in the car. I was shown a vision, and a word was brought unto me in my sleep in the night. I was afraid and shaken up on the inside. A spirit gave me goosebumps and made my hairs stand up. I saw the spirit, but could not discern its face. And it said to me, can a human, who's a mere mortal, and be more righteous and pure than his creator? If God can't even trust his angels who are in heaven, how much less trust do you think he will put in a human who is made of clay and dust of the earth? And basically, like in God's world and his, from his point of view, his perspective, all of this time, it might seem like a long time to us, but for him, it passes like a second. And he says, human lives pass away whether they are wise and righteous or whether they are not. It is as the passing of the wind, here for just a moment in God's eyes. The fools died just the same as the wise. And so let's go back. That's basically the end of chapter 4. But let's go back to this part, right? If God can't even trust his own angels who are in heaven, how much less trust do you think he will put in a human? And what I take from that, this is from my perspective now, might be wrong, but when Satan fell and he was cast into hell, he took a third of the angels with him. If Satan, who was God's basically best man in heaven, fell and went against God, and he convinced a third of the angels in heaven to go against God as well, then obviously he can't trust his own angels at times. They always have free will and the choice to rebel. As humans, we're born into sin. We are sin. We're sinful by nature. So if the angels who are perfect can't even be trusted, how much trust do you think he'll put in a human? So, and like the Bible says, trust not your own heart, and lead not into your own understanding. But yeah, if y'all guys got any questions, that's pretty much all I'm going through today. I'll do chapter 5 and 6 tomorrow, but if you got any questions about any of this, I'm still a student of God. I'm still learning as with y'all. I'm going to start doing Bible study sessions in Discord soon. I'll leave my links in the description this time. And yeah, if y'all got any questions, just comment or join my Discord, Telegram, whatever. Follow me on Instagram. There's plenty of ways you guys can get into contact with me, and we can help each other learn. So, with that being said, this is going to be the end of the video. And drop a like, drop a comment, and drop a subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys tomorrow in the next one.